I swear this would not be so ridiculous if it weren't so damn funny. So, an article was posted on The Root where apparently there is a group of white people that have decided to come together and decided to create this so-called movement called It's Okay to Be White. I have a question for those who put that together and just white people in general. When wasn't it not okay to be white? That's a serious question that I have. When wasn't it okay to be white? Y'all literally are grasping for straws right now. Y'all create a so-called movement out of any damn thing. When other movements or actual movements have been created, they were created with the intent of social change or dealing with a social injustice, such as Black Lives Matter, even though that group has pretty much become really tainted over the years. No, I'm sorry about all these notifications popping up on my phone. They seem to always do that whenever I record off of my phone. But this is absolutely ridiculous. No one is going to take this seriously. That's just like when they came out with that White Lives Matter so-called group or movement, and the SPLC shut that crap down with the quickness. And good thing they did, because it wasn't fighting for any cause. It was just white people just making a lot of unnecessary noise. But again, I ask, when wasn't it okay for you to be white? Oh, I know what it is. It's because black people are really loving themselves right now. I think that's what it is. It might be some other things, but I think that might be it. Follow me here. Remember, well, some of y'all weren't born yet. I know I probably wasn't, but when they coined the phrase black is beautiful, that pissed a lot of white people off. Because for years, they were seen as the standard of beauty. They were always put front and center as the standard of beauty or, attention, whatever. But they can't stand when a certain group of people that they've oppressed for so long actually stands away from them and actually loves themselves more than they love someone else. They automatically think that when black people have love for self, that means that we're anti everything else or anti them. See, they are some of the biggest attention seekers on the planet. It's like Professor Black Truth says in his feelings. White people run off of something called feelings. Whenever their feelings get hurt, they start to retaliate or act out, throw temper tantrums and whatnot. That's why they always had to do everything they could to say everything about us was ugly or hideous. From our hair, from our skin tone, from our clothes, to the way we talk. All of that. That was nothing but envy and jealousy. Because they could not do any of those things without looking and sounding unnatural. So they have to create this, oh, it's okay to be white movement, and I use that in quotations, so they could feel good about themselves. You don't see black people out there creating a movement called It's Okay to Be Black. We know it's great to be black. Those of us who don't have self-hate issues. But y'all are creating this for a whole different reason, and it makes no sense. I've even read some of the comments. Even some white people are confused by this. But you know who's doing this? These goddamn white millennials who wear their damn heart on their sleeve. That's who's doing it. The ones who are in my generation and probably younger. See, what's going on in the world today is that a lot of other groups are feeling the strain of what white people have been doing. And now they are starting to clap back at them, and now they feel the brunt force of it. See, they feel like they shouldn't take no accountability for anything they have done to anybody or, frankly, anything to this planet, on this planet, in this establishment in particular, since we're talking about the U.S., and I'm very sure that it was somebody from here that created that. I don't know who it was. I really don't care. Talking about it's okay to be white. No one said that it wasn't okay for you to be white. If you're white, be white. You act like someone came up to you and said, it's not okay for you to be white. You need to be something else. And I highly doubt anyone did that to them. Or whoever created this so-called movement. It's a waste of time, and it's a waste of air. A waste of space. It's just a waste. No one is going to take this seriously at all. I doubt it'll even be here a year from now. This is probably me one of the first times or only times you ever hear about it, and you'll never hear about it again. It's going to fizzle out. But this is just absolutely ridiculous. And the person who came up with, or the persons who came up with this, they need to sit the hell down and shut the hell up. Seriously. We got many other problems facing us today in the world to be worrying about how the hell you feeling and why you so-called feel oppressed. I don't know why white people want to feel like they so damn oppressed. You've literally had the world at your feet for hundreds of years. In the establishment, everything is literally catered in your favor. And I do mean everything. You may not see that you have white privilege, but you do have it, whether you want to admit to it or not. It is there. It is visible. The only one that probably doesn't see it is you, and that's probably because you're too naive or you choose not to see it, but you know you have it. Even the poorest white person has white privilege over the more well-off to-do black person. You've benefited from this system for so long, and now you're starting to see the error of its ways. But here's the thing. You are the one that set up this system, and now it's starting to backfire on you, and now you want to claim that you're oppressed? That's not how any of this works. That's just like that story with that Kay Steiner and that Mexican that killed her. And I say killed in quotations. Now they mad because they said the justice system doesn't work. Well, apparently it was working when black people were getting killed by were unarmed and being killed by white police officers for years. Apparently it was working then, but now it's not working. And now you're oppressed. Now you're in your feelings. Now you're mad. That's why a lot of people do not take many white people, a good 99.9% of them today, seriously. Because of shit like this. Talking about it's okay to be white. Like I said again, no one told you that it wasn't. You put something in your head that triggered something that said that you weren't, that it wasn't okay. And most of the times whenever they get their feelings hurt, it's mostly because somebody called them a name or something like that. It's like not anyone threatened their life or their family life or anything like that. It's because someone called them something or called them a name. You go through many years of oppression. You go through a Jim Crow. You go through slavery. And I mean actual slavery, not no damn indentured servitude. You go through redlining. You go through having crack cocaine dumped into your neighborhoods. Even though right now, y'all are facing an opioid plague, but you're still not talking about that. But you just crying because you don't feel that it's okay to be white because someone must have told you that it was just horrible to be a white person. If you actually knew what your ancestors and the history of white people was on this world, you probably would understand why some people say they're glad that they're not white. They probably wouldn't want to go through like hearing things about their past every single day. But guess what? Us as black people, we hear it all the time. But guess what? We keep on moving. It's the caucus stain for the most part that can't deal with pressure because they never had to deal with it. But this is your burden to bear. This so-called movement is going to be a stalemate. It's nothing is dead on arrival. Nothing's going to come from it. And that's really all I have to say. It could be some more, but I can't really think of anything else at the moment. But to my subscribers, let me know down what you think down in the comments about this ridiculous shit right here. And I know you're going to have some things to say about this. Like I tell you, it would be so ridiculous if it wasn't so comical. Like all I can do is just laugh at this because it's funny to me. And I'll talk to you in the next one.